Well, good morning, everybody. It's 8 o'clock here on this Saturday morning. Normally, we would be on from 6 to 8, but of course, with the Olympics on, preempting our morning shows over the next couple of weekends here, we're going to be on Facebook Live and YouTube, and obviously our app updating you on the weather. I'm going to try to pull a news story in between while we've got one as well. Of course, our Elise Sandlin's here with us, updating stuff, looking for stories to keep you informed over the next couple of weekends while we're off the air for just a little bit, preempting some of our morning shows. So a lot of us, again, if you're looking for us on TV right now, normally the Today Show would be on, but with the Olympics starting right now, that's what we're watching out for as well. So other than that, we hope you've had a good weekend so far. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me running my mouth here, because typically we have issues in the past where sometimes there's no audio coming. I think I've got all the sound checks on my end. Sound bar looks to be working on my front. So let me know where you're watching from this morning, just to kind of see what you're seeing outside your window and things like that too. But we thought we'd kind of just give you a minute to kind of check on Facebook, because it normally takes a second for people to kind of get the alert that we're on Facebook right now. But anyway, so the way things we're going to be doing over the next couple of weekends, tomorrow we'll have, obviously we have no newscast tomorrow morning on Sundays, because the Olympics will start exactly at 7 a.m. every Sunday through the whole month of February. And then I think some Saturdays are here. We'll have a newscast for an hour from 6 to 7. We had one today, next Saturday. And I believe, let's see here, if I pull the calendar up, the weekend of, hold on, it's the weekend after Valentine's. I think the 21st we'll have a full morning newscast, and then we'll go straight right into the Olympics after that. So anyway, that's what we're seeing with that. So all right, we got Becky, we got Christy with us this morning here. We're going to try to make this interactive, but also, again, it's lighthearted, not really seeing much happening here. It's the weekend, casual, sit back, enjoy your cup of coffee, and kind of make this fun with you this morning. So on that note, we've got some cold weather today. It's going to be staying pretty chilly here all around everywhere here just about this weekend. So Super Bowl weekend, a lot of exciting stuff going on around the East. We got Carolyn says it's sunny in Washington. It's sunny here in Greenville, so we're getting some sunshine here with as well. Bernice, good morning to you, says Northeast Duplin County, got the sun is shining away all the way around. So definitely a good day out there. It's cold outside. That's the thing. What you're seeing right now, temperatures, if you watched our morning newscast from 6 to 7, I was telling you about how cold we're going to be all weekend. First weekend in nearly 5 weekends we've had a dry weekend. Took us all the way to the beginning of February to finally start to see a quiet weekend here and finally getting things all situated here. So that's what we're seeing with that. All right, now I got a few of you on Facebook. I'm going to run a news story here. We've got our own Max Alfonso. He was down in Onslow County yesterday. Of course, a lot of you may be doing this. I'm going to be doing this at some point. Go to the car wash, get that salt and get that snow off your car, because that really kind of it corrodes it. It doesn't last long. So if you need to get your car washed today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next couple of days, this is probably a good time to get that done, because the longer you wait on this, the longer your car is not going to be pretty looking, I guess, especially underneath the tires. A lot of automobile shops will tell you to do the same thing too. So make sure to get your car wash on that. So again, Max Alfonso yesterday we're going to take you down to Onslow County in Jacksonville, where a lot of those car washes, and I'm sure a lot here in the eastern part of our area, are going to stay pretty busy. So let's run this package for you if I can play it just right.
So doing the under-rent done.
I went to the car wash today to get the effects from the efforts to deal with the snow off my car, but I wasn't the only one. Marcus Whitehead says it's been busy.
Yes, the moment the sun came out, the cars are right behind it.
Now that the snow is melting and the temperatures are rising, car washes are packed with people trying to undo any possible concerns.
So the damage comes from the salt and the grime, which pretty much attach itself to your body and the frame. So you'll get rust and things of that nature on your paint and under the underbody of your car and the frame. So doing the underbody rinse helps get the salt and the grime off.
Getting rust on your car can create worse things than just a bad look. It can cause issues while simply driving if the wrong part of your car gets rusted out.
And if you don't have any protectants up there, clear coats, ceramic coats, and things of that nature, then it can eat directly into the paint. And if it does, rust is like a cancer when it comes to metal. It'll continue to eat at it and everything.
Jean Edouard told me he is an Uber driver and was out driving in the snow, but needed to get his car cleaned today.
I just do the car wash to do the best cleaning. Clean the inside of the car, clean the outside, make everything look nice.
Now, obviously, of course, a lot of you are going to be quite busy, like Max said there. He was not the only one. Everybody was out there doing that. And, of course, I will say, today might be an okay day to do that. I know a lot of you get the concern, well, if it's too cold, can they allow car washes to go? As long as usually they've got the right equipment for that situation to do so, they allow you can get a car wash. Obviously, it's just cold, but if you're going to be out there doing it yourself, you probably want to let the professionals do that as well. But yeah, thank you. But first of all, apologize for the new sound. I had the wrong sound cue on my end, so that's now fixed now. So anyway, so glad to hear we got that fixed for you. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be out there doing your car wash today, tomorrow, I mean, it's going to be cold. Very cold out there. I probably would wait maybe to Monday or Tuesday even, because we're going to be seeing those highs get up in the 60s. That's if you're going to be out there yourself doing it by hand. Of course, a lot of people, you kind of save a little extra money if you do it by yourself, and showcasing, efforts around the community. Again, a lot of schools and everybody's hopefully back to work tomorrow, Monday, because we have been everybody's been stuck at home getting cabin fever. I would imagine a lot of kids are probably getting a little anxious to get back in school to see their friends. A lot of schools have been remote learning. A lot of them have been just closed because of how much ice and snow has been on the road, and the refreezing every night obviously hasn't helped out a lot. So we've been dealing with that. So other than that, let's get you now to the forecast as well. William, good morning. Good morning to you, Marlene from Stokes. Good morning to all of our viewers joining us from Pitt County and all surrounding areas as well. So let's get you now to the forecast. Drop your questions. Say hello if you want to. Just drop in. I know it's a little confusing. Normally you expect Jim and Gigi here with you at this hour, but if you're curious while we're on Saturday morning, I'm going to reiterate this again before we leave this broadcast. Because of the Olympics, again, our weekend morning news show will only be aired from 6 to 7 on Saturday. We have no news shows on Sunday for the next 2 Sundays due to the Olympics. And then on Saturday, on the evening shows, we've got I think we've got NBA highlights, and then the Super Bowl tomorrow, obviously. So it's all day after the Olympics tomorrow morning. We're going to go right into the Super Bowl here on NBC. That will be launched at 6:30 tomorrow night. And then next Sunday, we have more NBA highlights and the Olympics. So you're going to be seeing Russell and Lucy Ritchie, our new weekend evening anchor, who finally, if you haven't had a chance to catch her out yet, should be able on this desk at some point. I know we've had a lot of rotations with people filling in due to the weather over the last couple of weekends. And I will say this real quick. I was at our morning meeting yesterday, and before I left out of here after the morning show, and everybody was like, wow, it's the weekend. What are we expecting? I said, no snow, no rain, no frozen precipitation. And I told our news department here, I said, guess what? It's the weekend. Please go home and have a good weekend. Don't come into work unless you really have to. So I told a lot of folks to say, relax, don't have to worry about working this weekend. We can kind of go, finally breathe for a minute, because we have just been so inundated with weather. It's been busy all around the east here. But anyway, get you to Goldsboro this morning here. Let me know where you're watching from again, as always, if you have any weather questions, what you're seeing out there on that note. But other than that, we're quiet in Goldsboro right now. Those clouds, those low-level clouds right there, look very nice looking. No precipitation falling out of anything today. It's just going to be cold all the way around. In Belhaven, too, looking pretty chilly. The wind's whipping out there already this morning. We've had, again, a few wind gust report up to 25, 35 miles an hour down towards the coastline. So we've been dealing with that. Temperatures, though, mid-30s out there. What you see is what you get. We're not going to warm up much here. We're going to stay cold all day today. We're not going to be seeing an improvement in temperatures anytime soon. And the coastal spots, I'm talking about Manio, the Outer Banks, down towards the Crystal Coast. That includes the areas of Beaufort, Hatteras, and Manio. You may not get above freezing after this afternoon and through tomorrow morning because we're going to get quite cold out there. Wind chills feel like the 20s and 30s out there. That's not going to be the case tomorrow. We're going to be having wind chills down to the single digits and teens tomorrow morning. Once again, there's wind out there too. So we're watching for some very, very bitter wind chills out there this morning. A few degrees warmer rather. Of course, yesterday morning we had temperatures waking up in the 20s out there. So it was a different story compared to where it was right there about this time on Friday, and again several degrees warmer. Here's the winds forecast to you right here. We got 22 in Rocky Mountain. That's the sustained winds. 12 in Plymouth, as well as Manio. 14 mile an hour to Hosky. 17 mile an hour to Roanoke Rapids. Come south at 64 and 264. We've got the single-digit wind directions at play, and again those gusting up to about 15 to 30 miles an hour this morning. Now a little snow maybe for some of you. Somebody had mentioned to me that they saw a little snow in a Hosky yesterday. We did get a little bit of snow for some of our northern counties. We told you we'd get a little bit of that yesterday. Not today. That's not going to be the case today. Here's the snow reports here. I've got some folks back in Richmond. I have a few friends back there in Southwest Virginia. They were messaging me yesterday, Dustin, it's snowing outside. It's snowing outside. I said, I know. I'm looking at the radar, as you are too. And so they got a little snow there, about a couple of inches there. And again, those schools have not been back. It's been a long stretch for schools in Virginia, especially southwestern and south central Virginia, where they have not had school in person for almost going on a week and a half, probably 2 weeks because of bitter cold and snow and ice. So it's been a long time since them students have been back in the classroom for that too. Coming from Virginia, I'm pretty sure I know a lot of those teachers up there were happy. Students were happy to get a little snow. I know a lot of those folks back home are probably sick of the snow now that we've had a lot of it. But anyway, we've got offshore snow flurries towards the Outer Banks today. So if you're between Salvo, Oregon Inlet, Duck Corolla, up towards southern shores, you're going to be picking up some snowflakes today. Nothing accumulating. The rest of us are going to stay dry and cold. Snow to the northeast is not even moving down here. So unfortunately, not going to be seeing that snow that they're seeing up towards portions of New York and Boston, Hartford, Connecticut, outside of Rhode Island there. Nothing like that extent. We do have these cold weather alerts here. Those extreme cold watches remain into effect through Sunday night. Cold weather advisories remain in place tonight and tomorrow night too. So we have all these alerts going in due to the bitter wind chill, and then the wind on top of that. There's wind advisories in place for coastal Carteret County, the Outer Banks, Hyde, Terrell, Dare, Washington, Bertie, Halifax, Nash, Edgecombe, and Wilson counties dealing with that. Now, the rest of the area is not under wind advisories. Those will go until 7 p.m. tonight. The rest of us are just going to be seeing a special weather statement or hazardous weather outlook, as the Weather Service calls it, indication that, yes, we're going to be seeing some gusty winds. Obviously, I would not advise you to do any burning because that is the last thing you need right now, do any burning in the cold. So that's something to do. Probably hold off on. I know a lot of you want to do some bonfires with it being so cold outside. If you choose to do that, just please be extra careful, but I would advise you to hold off on any burning. All right, as we go towards the afternoon, like I said, we're not going to warm up much today. Mid-30s out there, and the coast looks struggling to get above 30 degrees, even stuck in the 20s all day out there. So with that wind, you know it's going to feel colder than what it is outside. As we go towards tonight, falling down to the teens and 20s out there. So tomorrow morning, very, very cold out there. I feel like we've been saying the same thing now for several weeks. It's become the norm around this area anyway. An area that is not used to the cold this long, but yet here we are. The morning hours barely getting above freezing until lunchtime tomorrow. North of the Outer Banks, don't just forget it. You're stuck in the 20s all day tomorrow. Inland spots, mid-30s out there for lucky to grab that. And then as we go towards late Sunday night into Monday morning, starting things off in the 20s. And again, those wind chill values down to the teens and single digits. So very, very cold air holding afloat for us here. Here's your winds right here for the rest of the afternoon. That northwest flow holds. It does not budge anytime soon. It is staying windy all through today. through tonight. Tomorrow morning, it's quite breezy at times along the coast between Elizabeth City, Columbia, Roper, Jamesville, up towards portions of Washington County, Hyde County. Not seeing any improvement with the winds. It is staying cold all the way up there. Even with the little wind we do have in our inland locations, around and south and east of 260, west of 264, we're going to be still seeing some single-digit 10-degree wind chills linger. And then by Monday morning, we're finally getting out of the wind. But regardless of any wind, it's still going to be cold. So make sure to bundle up outside. This afternoon, heading into tonight, here's those wind gusts. I want you to watch the Outer Banks because that's where the higher wind gusts are. That's why those wind advisories are in place for the Outer Banks tonight. And they'll probably, it may get extended. We'll see what the Weather Service says with that. But tomorrow morning, northwest flow 15 to 30 miles an hour is a good gusting concern for everybody. And then by late Sunday night into Monday, those winds calm down. Here's your wind chill forecast. Again, tonight dropping to the teens and single digits out there. So this is not going to be friendly stepping out the door if you're heading out to church. If you have any errands you need to take care of early on Sunday morning. Say by noontime, it's still cold out there. It feels like the 20s and teens. And then even by late in the early afternoon of the day, it is still staying very, very cold with those wind chills finally relaxing a little bit. But so still, any little wind is going to not make it feel pleasant to be outside. Forecast, if you're heading out to the men's basketball game today, this is at Minji's. That game is slated for noon today, mid-30s, cold. Have something warm to drink. Your first alert calendar here, you kind of can see again, we got the Super Bowl tomorrow. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. And then more basketball at ECU. The Olympics continue on NBC for a few weeks. So you'll have that to enjoy for a little while. And then more ECU. And then Valentine's Day next Saturday. So be sure to get your stuff ready to go. President's Day 9 days. Spring forward at 29. Looking forward to that. I'm sure a lot of you looking forward to longer daylight hours, though we lose an hour of sleep. Not so pleasant for us weather morning people because we have to come back and lose the hour of sleep. And then St. Patrick's Day coming up in 38 days away. Your forecast, again, for the next several days to come. Mid-30s today and tomorrow. Lots of sunshine and windy conditions. Breezy at times Tuesday through early Monday morning. One more cold day. And then we finally jump to spring-like temperatures here midweek here. Highs bounce in the mid-60s, maybe some upper 60s for some of you here as we go towards Wednesday if we're lucky to get more sunshine. Temperatures drop by Thursday and headed to the upcoming weekend. I know you're thinking, Dustin, I've got plans for Valentine's Day. Dustin, I have this, I have this. Well, first of all, this could change in a week out. But it does look like we could see some showers coming in by late weekend. And right now, as of now, the way things are standing, do not see any snow at this time. That might change. Could it change? Sure. We're going to see any snow. We're going to see a blockbuster snowstorm. It's highly unlikely, but we could possibly see a few snowflakes mixing in if we're lucky to get any cold weather. Again, Friday into Saturday right there. So still fine-tuning that forecast, but that's an early look at Valentine's right now. It is going to be chilly and wet. So again, those who have any Super Bowl plans today or tomorrow, I tell you what, maybe a good day to stay inside because you don't want to go out there in this cold if you don't have to go out there. But if you have to go run errands, all of us have that happen to us occasionally, obviously, all the time. Just bundle up, hat, glove, scarf. Make sure to have, of course, if you still have a lot of snow on your ground, I'm probably talking to our friends down towards the coast, Morehead City, Atlantic Beach even, Emerald Isle, if you're watching us down from there, you probably still have some snow on the ground. Obviously, with the sun now, it makes you go blind almost. There's a thing called snow blindness for a reason, so make sure to have your sunglasses on so you're not getting out there going, oh, that was bright. And it does make it look brighter out there because it's just reflecting back off the sunlight onto the until the sun itself. So that's a little fun fact for you today. All right, let's see who's joined us. Susan, you're welcome. Thank you for watching us from Stumpy Point. William's joining us from Chocowinity here. Thank you for joining us from Roper this morning. We appreciate you as always. Everybody here this morning, thanks for spending a little time with us on Facebook on the Saturday weekend edition. Get ready to used to seeing these a lot because of our newscasts are getting preempted due to the Olympics here for a while. So we'll still have our morning show every weekday morning, and then the weekend mornings are going to vary. On Sundays we have no shows on Sunday mornings. Saturday mornings we are on for 1 hour, and then I think the week of like Saturday 21st is the week before the day before they wrap up the Olympics. I think we have a full newscast that day. I think I'll have to double check with that too. But if you check your TV guide looking for WITN News Sunrise for the weekend, just know that the Olympics are on. So you, of course, be sure to check your DVRs for those so you can catch and record the morning news show on Saturdays. Sunday morning, you're not going to catch us here. We're not going to be on TV. We'll be on Facebook. We'll be here Saturday and Sunday at 8 and 10 a.m. To make sure to keep you updated with that and give you a little break in between so you can kind of take care of some things. So on that note, if you don't have any more questions or if you're just now joining us, you can go back and watch this live, share it, rewatch it, leave a comment of some capacity. Again, if you go back and rewatch it earlier, we had a few audio issues with the clip that our Max Alfonso put together about the car washes there, but I did fix it. If you go back, it's going to probably skip for a second. I had to go back and fix the audio on that. So if you're looking for the audio, it's on there. You just have to wait a second so the audio can catch up to it with there as well. So on that note, I'm going to send you over to where do I want to send you to? Let's go to the bird park camera up in Sylvan Heights. The birds are up there having a grand old time, just as confused as anything because flamingos don't come from environments that see snow continuously. But yet here we are talking about snow around eastern North Carolina. So I'm going to see you back at 10 a.m. This morning. We'll talk more weather, and I'll try to find some other news story in between while we do so. Take care, everybody.